Mr. Lally?
Check, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Lally, show us what you got on cross. This should be real good. Real good. All right.
If I could ask, just as far as there's a certain way that you plow a road.
Yeah.
Excuse me. There's a certain way that you plow a road, correct?
Correct.
And when you're first plowing the road, you're sort of plowing the middle of the road, correct?
Correct.
And you do it in sort of a fashion that's referred to as ring road right. Is that correct?
Yes.
Can you explain?
You got to love this guy, man. He's just really, really direct with his answers. He actually can say things like correct, yes, no, just really, really, he doesn't have to go through these long, winding things. He just answers the question. It's a nice contrast to what we're used to seeing in this case. This guy's my hero, man.
And your goal, sort of, when you're first getting out there to plow the roads, is to sort of clear the middle of the roadway first, correct?
Correct.
So that's where your truck is when you first go out and plow the road, is you're sort of in the middle of the road near the double yellow line, if there is one on that road?
Correct.
Okay. Now,
Simple, direct answers,
this
man.
truck, that you were driving, this truck that you were driving on that day, how long have you been assigned to that truck for plowing purposes?
I was assigned to that truck for probably 2 years, maybe longer.
Maybe longer. Were you driving that same truck in 2015?
No.
No? Okay, so you were driving a different truck at that point?
Correct.
Do you remember what kind of truck that was?
It was an F550 utility truck, pickup truck.
There you
Similar
go.
in size or shape to the truck that you were driving that day?
No.
There you go, this guy. All right, so how long you been driving this truck? About 2-3 years. All right, so were you driving it in 2015? It's like, dude, did I just stutter? Can you do math, or do I really have to spell this out? No. Okay, what truck were you driving? A Ford 550. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's a big truck, but you know, sure, why not for a city snowplow? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. And then he's like, okay. Then the prosecutor asks him, oh, but it's the same size as the truck you're driving now? No. Direct, easy answers. He knows the answer and he's not afraid to say it. This guy's great.
You were asked some questions about February 15th, 2022, and you spoke to some investigator on that day, correct?
February 15th?
Yes, 2022. That Paul person you were talking
Yes.
about. Okay. And you met him at a skating rink, is that right?
Correct.
And you said in a statement to him at that time that you would have seen a body on the front lawn or the sidewalk, is that right?
Correct.
Now, are you aware that there is no sidewalk on the same side of the street as 34 Fairview Road?
Correct.
I mean, he doesn't fight it. He's like, you would have seen it on a lawn or a sidewalk. Yeah. There's no sidewalk on the side of the road. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got it. It's like, you know, he just says it. It's like, you know, he's obviously speaking in general, that he would have seen, you know, a body on a lawn or a sidewalk. Yes, it's true that particular road doesn't have a sidewalk, but he was speaking more generally. And he doesn't fight it. He's just like, yep, that's true. What about it? It's so great.
And on February 15th, 2022, when you had this meeting with Paul, you told him about 3:30 or 4 a.m. Is when you saw this Ford Edge on Cedar Cliffs, correct?
Correct.
Now, in fact, when you first spoke to this individual named Paul, you didn't tell him it was a Ford Edge, correct?
No. Told him it was a Ford Edge.
You didn't tell him first that it was a small SUV?
No. Told him it was a Ford Edge.
You remember at any time Paul taking you on the parking lot and showing you different vehicles and asking you if those vehicles matched what vehicle you saw?
No. He wanted to make sure that what I was telling him was accurate. So he showed me what was a Ford Edge, but I had already told him it was a Ford Edge.
So he brought you out to the parking lot.
You tell him, man. You tell him. Yeah, I had already said Ford Edge. And then he took me out into the parking lot and he showed me a Ford Edge. It's like, is this a car? Sure is. But it wasn't his suggestion. I said it first. You tell him, man. You tell him. You correct that prosecutor. You school this boy. Woo!
Parking lot at the skating rink that you were meeting at specifically showed you a Ford Edge and asked you if that was a vehicle.
Correct.
Now, do you know sort of the difference between, if you were to see a Ford Edge at nighttime in a snowstorm, the difference between a Ford Edge and a Jeep Cherokee?
Yes.
What's the difference?
The taillights in the back.
What about it?
Ford Edges are more round. The whole back facade is a little bit more round. a Jeep Cherokee or more square.
All right. Well, do you know what a Ford Edge looks like? I sure do. Could you confuse it for a Jeep Cherokee? No, I could not. You could tell the difference? Sure could. How can you tell the difference? Well, the taillight assembly is different. Can you give us more information? I sure can. One is more rounded and one's more square. I know the difference between the rear of those two cars. I know the difference. You idiot. Don't ask a question you don't know the answer to, you fool.
Now, you told this Paul individual on February 15th that the SUV that you saw was exactly where Mr. O'Keefe's body was found, correct?
Correct.
How do you know where his body was found?
I told him specifically if he was looking at the door, the front door, it was about 3 feet to the left of the door. And width
To the left of the door?
looking at the front of the door to the left of the door, pushing it up Fairview.
So if he wrote in his report that you told them that the vehicle was exactly where the body was found, that would not be true?
Objection.
No, I'll allow that.
Could you repeat that question, please?
If he wrote in his report that you told him that the SUV was exactly where the body was found, that would not be true, would it not?
That would be true. The car was to the left of the door, putting it in front of the flagpole.
My question for you, sir, is how do you know where Mr. O'Keefe's body was found? At any point in time, did you see Mr. O'Keefe's body on the front lawn?
No.
So how do you know where Mr. O'Keefe's body was found?
Through police reports, police interviews, stuff that was posted on the media.
So you've seen police reports in the media?
Well, not the police reports, I'm sorry, but what was said during on the news.
So what you've heard on the news, not necessarily what you saw or what you know yourself, correct?
Could you repeat that question, please?
You're recounting sort of what you've heard or saw on the news, so this doesn't come from your personal knowledge or anything about where Mr. O'Keefe was, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. I mean, okay. I said the car was where the body was. Did you see the body? No. Okay. How do you know where the body was? Media coverage. Lots and lots of media coverage. Been a bit of a talk of the town for a while. I see the news just like anyone else, and they said, oh, this is where the body was. So it's like, oh, okay, well, the car was where they're saying the body was. How'd you know? The news told me. I mean, hey, that's a pretty good answer. That's a pretty good answer. Yeah, I mean, makes sense to me.
Now, you also spoke with some other individuals in May of 2023, correct?
Correct.
Now, these other people that you talked to in May of 2023, did you tell them at that time that you actually came in around 11:30 p.m. to 12 a.m.?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that, or you didn't tell them?
I don't remember that.
So that would be a significant difference, 11:30 p.m. to 12 a.m. from 2:15 a.m. and 2:30 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Yeah, he just says it would be a difference.
Now,
Yeah.
you also indicated to them at that time that you went past Fairview at approximately 12 a.m. and 2 a.m., correct?
I never did 12, but it was definitely 2:30.
Well, let me ask it again. So as far as if that was contained within a report regarding that conversation in May of 2023, that you went past Fairview Road or went down Fairview Road at 12 a.m. and 2 a.m., that would not be accurate, correct?
Objection.
Sustained, ask it differently.
Did you go down Fairview Road at 12 a.m. and 2 a.m.?
No.
If that were contained in a report of your conversation you had in May of 2023, would that be accurate?
Objection.
Sustained, ask it differently, Mr. Long.
Well, I was getting a taste of his own
Now,
medicine a
as
little
far
bit.
as that conversation that you had in May of 2023, did you tell those individuals that you saw the vehicle around 1:30 or 2 in the morning?
Again, I don't remember ever saying that.
There you go.
Is that accurate as far as whether or not you told them that?
Again, I don't remember saying that.
Did
There
you
you
see
go.
the vehicle around 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning?
I wasn't on the road at 1:30 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Correct.
Booyah. Booyah. So, I didn't see it because I wasn't on the road at that time because that wasn't my reporting time. Remember, we discussed that earlier. about what time I was supposed to show up to the job. And 1:30 in the morning was before I was supposed to show up to the job. So I wasn't on the road at that time because I hadn't even clocked in yet. So I was like, nope, don't think I would have said that because, that wouldn't be accurate because that isn't correct. I mean, just, fair enough. Clear as could be, man. I mean, not a lot of ambiguity. And oh my God, another police report was wrong or incomplete or mistaken. Another police report is wrong. What are the odds? We've seen so many police reports and all of them have been accurate so far. Why would this report be any different? Holy shit. Woo!
May I approach on him?
Yes.
What are you doing? Lally, what are you doing? Are you going to show him the copy of the police report?
Show counsel.
Are you showing him a copy of the police report? You can't impeach him on a copy of the police report. He has nothing to do with the police report. He didn't author it. It's not his. Are you going to try to impeach him with? You can't impeach him with the police report. What are you doing, man? Mr. Lucky over here continues to read a BS report. I'm sure the next question will be, does this refresh your memory? And then he'll be like, no, not so much. That is not true.
Mr. Logren, after having reviewed that as your memory refreshed as to that conversation you had in May of 2023,
No, it does not.
so you still, after reading that, don't recall telling anybody in May of 2023 that you came in around 11:30 p.m., 12 a.m. on the 28th, 29th?
I never came in at 11:30, 12:30 at night. It was 2:30 calling.
You don't recall indicating to anyone in May of 2023 that went past Fairview at 12 a.m. and 2 a.m.?
Correct, never did.
And you don't recall telling anyone that you saw the car around 1:30 or 2 a.m.? Is that correct?
Correct.
And you don't recall telling anybody that the part of Fairview containing 34 Fairview was blocked off at 3 or 3:30 a.m., correct?
Correct.
Now, if...
Well, that was really successful right there, Lolly. That was super duper successful. Really good work there on your trying to refresh the recollection of the witness. Okay, here's a police report that says you've said a whole bunch of things. Does it refresh your recollection? No, it does not refresh my recollection. And then I'm going to proceed to ask questions about it, which doesn't really make sense, incidentally, because it doesn't refresh my recollection. So I'm not sure how we have follow-up questions, but we're going to do it anyway. Okay, so when they said that you said this. No, I don't remember saying that. Okay, they said you said this. Don't remember that one. Did they say this? Nope. Didn't clock in at that time, so nope, don't remember saying those things. And Lolly's just like, okay, time to move on. All right, that's really, really super effective there. I'm sure the jury looks at that and be like, oh yeah, okay, sure. That you really destroyed him, Lolly. Way to go. That was definitely worth it.
Sure you didn't see a black Lexus SUV in front of the house at 34 Fairview Road around 5 a.m.?
No.
There you go. Didn't see the Lexus.
And at some point when you were plowing on Tippy Cart that night, you actually hit a basketball. Is that right?
Yes.
And did you call that in?
Yes.
And as a result of that, what happened with the basketball hoop after that?
Nothing. The point was to make sure I was covered, basically. That's why I notified my supervisor that I hit the basketball hoop.
And about what time was that you hit the basketball hoop?
I don't recall.
Is it closer to when you started, closer to when you ended?
I don't recall.
There you go.
I don't recall what time.
Don't
You
take a
recall
guess.
anything specific about that time, correct?
No, just that I know I hit the basketball net.
And obviously, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth or anything.
Yes, you are.
Sir, but you didn't intentionally hit the basketball hoop, correct?
Correct.
So you hit it because you didn't see it, correct?
No, I was attempting to avoid the net by going around it, and the machine had a different size body than what it originally had, and I underestimated when I was going around that I need to be wider.
So you missed.
Yeah. So did you hit it because you didn't see it? No, I saw it. But remember, it's Frankentruck. Remember, it's Frankentruck. So it's been cobbled together from various bits and pieces. So its width was not the original width of the truck. So basically, like, other parts of the truck would kind of deceive you as to the relative wideness because it wasn't built. The truck is no longer in proportion to what it was originally, right? So as you're trying to estimate the things, it's off. So it's like, I saw it fine. I just didn't give enough distance, and so I hit it. So yeah, the problem wasn't I didn't see it. The problem was I just simply underestimated how much space I needed. So, okay, great impeachment there. It's like, you don't see things. No, I saw it. Just hit it. It was, a great impeachment there, dude. Come on. This guy is just so direct and so unpretentious. Every answer he gives is just open, honest, direct, uncomplicated. He doesn't defend himself. He just answers the questions directly, honestly, plainly, uncomplicatedly, and just gives you the straight answer. This is the greatest witness of this trial, man. It's awesome. Lolly, let it go. Nothing good is going to happen, Lolly. It's over. Let it go. Let it go. Let
Sir,
it go.
At some point prior to coming in here and testifying today, have you met with Mr. United?
Yes,
How many times?
twice.
And when were those times?
Tuesday and Saturday.
Tuesday and Saturday. When, sir?
Tuesday of last week, Saturday of last week.
And this Paul person that you spoke of before, was that person present there as well?
Yes,
And did you make note of Paul writing anything down or Mr. Unetti writing anything down while you were talking to them?
no,
And as far as you're aware, there's no reports that were generated from any of those conversations or any of those meetings. Is that correct?
correct.
Yeah? What's your point?
So, sir, I'm correct if I say that you're sure about every time that you went down Fairview Road and everything that you saw going down Fairview Road, but you're completely unaware of the time that you ran into a basketball hoop that night. Is that correct? Objection.
Sustained. You can ask it differently.
Sure about all the times that you went down Fairview Road?
Yes,
And you have no idea what time that you went on Tippy Cart and you struck the basketball hoop. Is that right?
if you ask me to guess, I can guess for you.
I'm not asking you to guess, sir. I'm asking you to know.
I don't recall exactly what time I hit that net.
Nothing further.
Right. Anything
Wow.
else, Tina?
Just brilliant cross. Brilliant cross, prosecutor, 10 out of 10 cross. Super duper effective. This guy gave you all the answers. Like, basically, he's just like, yes, that's true. I don't remember that specific time. It's like, yeah, he just like tells you things and you don't know where to go. Because it's just like tells you and it's like, oh, he's just honest. He just answers the question. No, that's true. Yes, that isn't true. It's just like, and so he gets this admission and he doesn't know what to do with it. Because it's like, well, what am I supposed to do? He just gave me the thing. He didn't fight me. It's like, he just gave it to me. Well, what a brilliant cross, man. Lolly, that wasn't worth it. You failed.
You were asked a question by Mr. Lally. Are you sure you didn't see a black Lexus at around 5 a.m. in front of Fairview? And your answer was no. And my question to you is, does that mean that you're not sure if you saw one or that you didn't see?
Objection.
I'll allow that.
I did not see a Lexus at 5 a.m.
There you go, baby.
At any point that night while you were plowing,
No,
you see a black Lexus in front of 34 Fairview?
no.
Thank you, sir.
Well, that's pretty clean,
Very
pretty
briefly.
direct.
Based on your timeline, were you on Fairview Road at 5 a.m.?
Yes,
Also, sir.
So he's like, okay, let me clarify. Let me make sure that everyone understood. So you say you did not see the Lexus. No, I did not see it. And then the prosecutor tries to go up and say, well, isn't that on your timeline? Were you on the road at that time? He's like, yes, I was. Yes, I was on the road at that time. Oh, man, this guy's my hero. Lucky, you're an awesome man. wherever you are, Uncivil Law and his channel love you. You are an awesome witness. You're great. I hope you have a wonderful life. This is great. This is fantastic.